Welcome to Covenant Management System's Personal Safety and Protection Equipment training video. How to put on and take off PPE equipment. Before you start handling your personal safety and protection equipment, be sure you have everything you're going to need for putting the equipment on and taking it off. You'll need a PPE kit, which includes a gown, gloves, a face shield with a mask, a hair cap, and shoe covers. The kits are located on your clinic's crash carts. Be sure to examine each item for defects, such as tears, rips, or broken ties. You'll also need non-sterile gloves, hand sanitizer, and bleach-based disinfecting wipes. Finally, you'll need a double-bagged biohazard trash can within arm's reach of where you'll remove your equipment. If you will potentially be exposed to a highly contagious infection, you'll also need shoe covers and an additional person designated as an observer to assist with the process. If the risk also involves possible airborne exposure, you'll need an N95 mask. For the purposes of this demonstration, so you can see how to put on and remove all types of equipment, we'll assume a high-risk scenario. Once you've gathered the necessary equipment and inspected all the items, before putting them on, you'll need to remove any personal items, such as jewelry, watches, and name badges. If you have long hair, be sure to secure it behind your head. Next, using soap and water or hand sanitizer, perform hand hygiene. After your hands have dried, put on the shoe covers, extending them as far up the leg as possible. Next, put on the gown. Be sure that the gown is securely tied at the waist and neck and covers as much of your clothing as possible. This is where the observer can assist you. After the gown is in place, put on the hair cap, covering as much of the hairline as possible. Then put on the N95 mask. Remember, this will only be needed if there is a risk of airborne exposure. Place the face shield over the N95 mask, extending it down as much as possible. Now, put on your gloves, using a double glove process. We'll refer to the first set of gloves as the inner gloves. When putting them on, tuck the cuffs under your gown sleeves. Then, put on a second pair of gloves, extending them as far up your arms as possible. With the observer's assistance, do a final visual inspection for any exposed areas or defects in the equipment. Before removing the equipment, have the observer look for any defects, such as tears or rips in the materials. The observer should be wearing a gown and gloves. The first step is to disinfect your outer gloves with a bleach-based cleaning wipe. Then remove one glove by pulling it away from your body and rolling it into a ball in the palm of the other hand. Use a finger on the single-gloved hand to grab the inside surface of the remaining outer glove and pull it away from your body. Enclose the first glove in the second and immediately discard both gloves. Now have the observer untie the ties at the back of the gown. Grab the top of the gown at the shoulders, being careful not to touch any exposed skin or personal clothing, and carefully pull the gown off the shoulders while rolling it downward and off the arms. Continue to carefully roll the gown into a bundle and place it in the biohazard bag. Disinfect your gloves again with the bleach-based wipes. You will now remove one shoe cover by grasping the outer surface, rolling it down the leg, and pulling it away from your body. Immediately discard it in the biohazard can. Using the same technique, remove the other shoe cover. Disinfect your gloves again with a bleach-based wipe. After the gloves are dry, remove them using the same process you used for the outer gloves. Immediately discard the gloves and perform hand hygiene. Once your hands are dry, put on a new pair of gloves. Now you can remove the face shield. Grab the ties as far back on your head as possible and carefully lift the shield away from your face. You should close your eyes and mouth while removing these items. Next, using the same technique, remove the N95 mask. And finally, remove the hair cap. Remove your gloves, again using the previously described technique. Perform final hand hygiene.